Hi, in this video we're going to talk about relations.
When we want to add relations to our sketches, we have to click on this add relation icon over here. If you don't see this, you have to add this add relation. You have to add it. Just go to Tools, Customize, Shortcut Bars, and search add relation. You see this icon over here? You can just drag it and put it wherever you want. Okay, for example, I want to add it over here. Or just right click on the command manager and customize over here. You don't have to go to tools. And if you want to delete anything, just drag them into this window and they're deleted. Okay. We can add relations to our sketches by clicking on this add relation option. You see add relations and select entities. We have to select, for example, I select this line to add relations, or we can also select two lines to add relations between two lines or even more sketches. You don't always have to click on this add relation option over here. You just need to hold down the control key on your keyboard. Now I'm holding it down and select entities you want to add relations. If I click on this line, I can add relations to this line. You see this window, line properties here, add relations. And if I click on the second line, I can add relations between two lines, or you see in these selected entities, the lines that we selected or added over here, we can right click on them and delete. Here the option delete and delete the lines that we don't want to add relations to. Exit this add relation window by escape key, or just click on this check mark over here or over here. If we click on the line, this panel on the left in place of the design tree, we can click on horizontal, and horizontal relation will be added to our line, you see. But if I click on this vertical, there's going to be an error because there was vertical relation added to this line, and a line cannot be both vertical and horizontal. So you should delete one of these relations. As I said, you can delete relation or just right click on this and delete. And you see now the vertical relation is added to our line. This small icon here next to this line symbol to show that this line is horizontal. Here we also have this fix option. You can use it for any entity, and if you select this option, the size and dimension going to be fixed. However, the end point of a fixed line are free to move along the infinite line. See, I can resize it in this direction, but it's black. I cannot move it anywhere because we use this fixed relation for this line. We can delete relations by right click on the symbol of that relation. For example, I want to delete this fixed relation. I right click on it and here delete, and it's deleted. It's not fixed anymore and back to blue color. You can also add vertical or horizontal relation to your sketch by right click on the sketch. For example, I want to add a relation to this line. I right click on this line. In this pop-up window, you can see vertical and horizontal relation. I click on vertical. I click on this vertical, and you see there is an error because of the angle that we set before between these two lines. I delete this angle over here, right click and delete, and the vertical relation is added to this line. Okay, now let's talk about relations between two or more lines. You can select multiple entities by holding down the control key on your keyboard and select these lines. We have different relations between two lines you see over here: horizontal, vertical, collinear, perpendicular, parallel, equal, and fixed. By horizontal, our line is gonna be horizontal. By vertical, our line is gonna be vertical. By collinear, the items lie on the same infinite line. I click on them. You see, they lie on the same infinite line. And I delete it. By perpendicular, the two items are perpendicular to each other, but if I click on this, we're gonna have an error because both lines are vertical, and two vertical lines cannot be perpendicular to each other. I have to delete one of these vertical relations. I delete this one, and you see they are perpendicular to each other. And again, I delete this because we want to add another relation. Parallel. The two items gonna be parallel with each other. If I click on this, let me move it to see they're parallel. Yeah. The next one is equal. If I click on this equal, the lenses of our lines gonna be equal. I click on this, and you see both lines are equal to each other now. You can set dimension to see this. This error is because we add equal relation between these two lines. So if I set the dimension of this line to 1.57, it's obvious that the other line is 1.572. So you don't have to add this relation again because it's extra and you don't have to put it over here. It's asking if you really want to add this dimension or not. I click cancel. I don't want to add. Let me change this dimension. For example, I change it to 3. You see the other line is 3 too because they're equal. So if we change this length, the line's length gonna change. Okay, I guess we talked about all relations are fixed. Can fix, as I said, in every relation window for any sketch entity, whether it's line, circle, anything. Exit this relation window by escape key. We can also add relations between a point and a line. If I hold down the control key and select this point, you see, and this line, we can add midpoint relation or coincidence relation and again fixed relation. If I select this midpoint relation, the point gonna be remained at the midpoint of the line. I click on this. You see this point is in the midpoint of this line. Another relation is coincidence. The point lies on the line, arc, or ellipses, or anything that you choose. Let me, to show it more clear, delete this midpoint relation and move this line over here. So now again, I click on this point and line and coincidence. If I click on this, you see this point lies on this line, but the difference between midpoint is that I can move this point along this line, okay? But if I have chosen the midpoint, I couldn't move it through this line because it was on the midpoint, and the midpoint is a specific position and you cannot change this. Let's see. Click on this midpoint. You see, if I try to move it, the whole line gonna move, not just that point, because it's fixed to the midpoint of the line.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more contents like this. And also, if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comment section. Thanks for watching and your attention.